What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and it's a huge one because we are starting our Las Vegas Raiders CFM. Of course, this will be the team we use for our offline league for the majority of the year. The Raiders, a team that actually has an okay overall, a 78 overall, but there are some aging pieces. What do we do with quarterback? Derek Carr is decent. He's decent. He's good enough. However, if he struggles early or shows signs of regressing at the end of the season, we obviously will take a look at, the quarterback position in the draft. We do have a decent number 2 in Marcus Mariota. Definitely fast, lacking a little bit in the throw power, but has the short accuracy. Running back Josh Jacobs, definitely look to get a fast guy to not replace him, but definitely work behind him as the number 2. Definitely a decent running back, but obviously a bit slow. Kenyon Drake kind of fits that speed role, but looking for a little bit more speed. As far as the wide receivers go, this team is kind of looking for a true number 1 wide receiver. We already know they have the true number 1 tight end, Mr. Darren Waller. We'll get into him in a second. I'm not going to get into him unless he's into that type of thing. But John Brown, the fast man, really what I would see him more as, though, is kind of like a return man for us. But, he's okay. He's decent. But, obviously, he's only going to last us a year. Henry Ruggs, a little injury prone. Obviously, a little injury prone. Not crazy, but a little bit. Very, very fast. Definitely going to be the guy we're priming or prepping to be the number 1 wide receiver. Then you have Hunter Renfrow, 25 years old, star dev. Good catching, I suppose, but man, this guy is slow. If he can catch the ball well, though, well, he'll find targets, obviously, but wide receiver is obviously the number 1 position outside of the offensive line that we will be looking into in the offseason. Maybe some trades before the deadline. We'll see. As far as the offensive line goes, Colton Miller, definitely a stepped-up season last year. Kind of the best lineman here because I know it's already weird to say, but Richie Incognito, I already basically see him as a corpse, as a ghost. It's weird and wrong to say, but he only has 1 year here for us. I don't see us being a year 1 Super Bowl team, obviously. The rest of the line, I know they drafted Leatherwood, but he's already kind of looking like a bust for us. I'm just going to say it. Darren Waller, though, our guy, 93 overall. Interesting face. X Factor, obviously. 97 catching. Catching traffic, 85, 87 spec. Decent juke ability, truck ability, and all that. But look at how fast he is. Look at how fast he is. He's 6'6". Can you really ask for anything better than Darren Waller? Besides Kittle and Kelsey, of course. Now we move on to the defensive side of the ball. Kwiatkowski leads the linebacking group, and I'll tell you what, it's not a great one. It's really not. We have a little bit of speed. We also have Diablo, who is a safety converted to linebacker. He may see some significant snaps. We have the corners that there's a bit of potential here. Trayvon Mullen, actually really young, really decent. Arnett, the guy that they drafted a little high, similar to Leatherwood, a little bit on the older side, a little bit on the slower side. Once Casey Hayward goes, this becomes the worst DB group in the league. As far as safeties go, I would like to see Jonathan Abram as the starting strong safety. Very promising before his injury. And then, of course, with Mr. Carl Joseph, I don't like it. I don't see it. I don't see where he's going to play on the team. D-line, pass rush, Max Crosby showed some promise. Clelin Ferrell, we don't like to talk about him, but he's got a potential. He's got a chance. And then DT is just, we're holding on to strings here at this point. We need DTs badly. Gerald McCoy, is he even a freaking player? Is he retired? What's even up? Is the starting DT with Jonathan Hankins at the backup. So defense is obviously something we're going to have to look at quite a bit. But offense should be able to carry us to some victories this year. Very tough division. Obviously, the worst team in the division just because of how good it is. Not even necessarily, how bad we are. You could see Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, and then us. It's not easy. But I suppose we are going to start with our first preseason game against the Seattle Seahawks. Injuries will be on, and hopefully none of them will happen. Here we are in our stadium, obviously. Going to see a little bit of the starters today. Not a whole lot, but the Raiders are a team kind of on that list of, we don't know exactly what we're getting into. We know some of the starting positions on the offensive side of things, but not everyone is guaranteed. John Brown's a new face. Will he be the number one right out of the gate? I mean, he's primed for it, but Ruggs is obviously a guy we want to take the next step. Renfro is going to need to show that he can at least get open with his speed. And then obviously we do want to see kind of some of the backup running backs. Kenyon Drake and Jacobs do kind of look like the set starters, but you never know when some random running back can climb up the ranks at that spot. But obviously we are going to be looking to run the ball quite a bit during the season. Going to keep it light in the preseason though, obviously, because we know what we're getting into. It's just the O-line, really. Can we make a trade maybe before the season starts? I have no idea. All right, here we are starting. Kick return also a position that is kind of open. Kenyon Drake, the starter at the moment, because we know that he can make some crazy things happen when he has the ball in his hands. And Mr. Derek Carr, the guy that will start, going to keep him on a pretty, limited snap count. Once again, we know what we're getting into with him. It's just, can he stay healthy? Can he stay consistent? And if he can, I mean, who knows what our limit is. Out the gate, looking for someone open, and we are not going to see anyone open, and we are going to take a sack on the very first snap. Had some curl route looks, didn't really like them. Decided to hold on to the ball maybe a little too long, and here we are. Quick throw to the outside. Really not going to see a whole lot of opening on that one. Only gains 3 yards, but obviously after the sack, a total loss of 5 on the drive. Definitely not a great start here. Let's see if we can get Renfro inside and open, and we are just not going to get there as the guys are looking very slow out the gate. It's early, but man, that's not a great start. And we're looking at the what is it called? The offense to hopefully carry us here. This is not a good start because, it can't even get a yard technically as we lose majorly, and they already gained more yards in one play on us than we did our entire drive. Definitely stoked to see that as our formation right now is looking very, very strange. Merrick gets there, but gets broken off of by the very talented Chris Carson, and he gets the first down on the play. And there goes McCoy forcing the issue. Oh my. Did we already get scored on? We didn't, as DK Metcalf drops the deep bomb, perfectly thrown by Russell Wilson. Metcalf, how does he sell there? I mean, that's awful. Inside, Chris Carson gets grabbed, gains about 5. Decent blocking there from Seattle. And we will see a third down for the first time so far. Can we get them off the field, though? That's the question. Our formation does seem a little off, I will say, but obviously testing a few things. Littleton on the inside. Russell kind of gives some movement. I think that will be enough for the first down. Will it? It will not. Gotta be careful of the fake punt, and surprisingly not, they actually do punt the ball. Hunter Renfro on the punt return. Decent change of direction, I suppose, for a slow guy, but yeah, we're definitely going to be looking for some new names at the return man game. Josh Jacobs going against a pretty stacked front here. Can we actually change it up, maybe go for a play action look? As we are going to see Waller very open here. Waller showing off that speed. Gains about 12 on the play. On the RPO look, Josh Jacobs with the stretch is going to get the handoff. He's going to show off that speed that he is lacking. And he does get out there pretty fast, though. I will say that acceleration definitely looked to help him out quite a bit. Gains 4. Does beat his man, but obviously a little bit of an issue with Bobby Wagner coming over there, and we get the ball to Ingold, and I think we get enough for a first down. We do. Wasn't the cleanest look in the world, but definitely a better start to the offense this time, as we're going to go with the play action. Could actually throw it to Jacobs here. And we're going to take this over the middle. A little underthrown, but of course, Ruggs, as fast as he was, as open as he was, is able to recover on it and catch it. Moving down the field pretty nicely here. Ruggs on that little in-out. I don't like it because it looks like they're playing off on Brown. And I can't tell if they are, but we're going to go back to Ruggs, and he gets popped hard by Jamal Adams. A little bit of a hospital pass, but I think we gave him enough time to react. To the outside, is it going to be... Oh, we could have probably taken it. We're going to take the fullback, who actually does hold on. Pretty tough catch there. Good job. Gains 5. they were coming with a little bit of heat. Got to get rid of that ball a little bit sooner than we like to, but we gained 5. Manageable here on 3rd and 5. Look for John Brown. Waller on the inside, and that is an absolute dime. Waller on the run. Stiff arms his way to the 9. He's so fast. He is electrifying. Could go right back to Waller, but of course Wagner, it looks like, right over a top on him. And we're looking. Going to take the little dump off to Kenyon Drake. Saw the pressure coming from that right side. Rolled out left. Gets about 5. Not bad. Surprised they pulled off of him a little bit there. You know, there's some room in behind, but not that much. And Jacobs runs directly over Bobby Wagner. Of course, Bobby Wagner, a tough man himself, but Jacobs, just a little bit more power on the play. Let's see it. Jacobs up the middle again, and oh my, they get the revenge, as that could be a touchdown. Derek Carr does not have the speed. Fabian Moreau does not have the speed. Jamal Adams absolutely crushes Josh Jacobs, and that will lead to the first points of the game. So we skip ahead a little bit to the second quarter, where we do see some backups in the game. Jalen Richard, been on the roster for quite a bit, gets a nice little lane, takes it for 11, and we do see an injury to one of our offensive linemen, unfortunately, but it is a backup. We're obviously worried about him, but thankfully none of the starters did leave the game injured so far. As Mariota will look to throw. May have had the tight end there, but went back to Jalen Richard, guy that we clearly feel comfortable with in on the plays. Snead is still in. He's kind of a starter, kind of not. And here we're just caught looking too much around. Got to take your first read, and it was there. I mean, when the first read is there, you got to take it. Muscle cramps, thankfully, doesn't appear to be too crazy. As Kenyon Drake finds his way back into the game. Didn't really get a whole lot of snaps early in that one. And Kenyon Drake will fall forward for a little gainer of about 6. See if we can try to loosen up their defense as we're going for a long 3rd and 17 now. Fabian Moreau over the middle could be our look. And he is our look. Open. Mariota delivers it, and that's a first down. They come with the house on a 5-wide set. I don't know if they're just testing things or what's the story. You know, once again, it is preseason, but you do want to test real scenarios. I don't know if that was really a good decision by them, as the second team offense actually has a chance to score, and Mr. Jalen Richard slips off as well. Gains 16 on the play. Looking pretty strong. Of course, it helps when it seems like your offensive line is blocking really well, but still, good job finding the lane, slipping off. We're going to take a shot inside, and that ball is a little underthrown. Try to throw that more to the middle, and he just kind of just threw that flat, and surprised it wasn't picked off. Might take this to Jalen Richard. No, that is Kenyon Drake in the play for 6 yards. Still have their starting defense in, so it's a pretty good drive by the offense, and especially the second offense, but it's intercepted. Lacking a little bit on throw power. Really good job by Jones Smith, who actually was injured earlier, came back in, crumples him, but that will be an interception, unfortunately. So the team does score. It's 7-all. We want to see a little bit from the backup defenders. And Nassib on the edge gets a nice club move. Still, though, over the middle of tight end. Looks like Parkinson gets the first down. You do see, a couple of starters here and there for us, but for the most part, these are our second and third string players. Slipping it to the left, Rashad Penny. Once again, we got to get the roster down a bit. We're at 74 players right now. And Douglas absolutely sells on that one. Tries to get a hand on it, does not. 1st and 10 inside, and absolutely hammered there by Damon Arnett. See if this man can actually show up, as he is going to have a chance, and absolutely pummels Penny on the play. Prove that they were right, and it will be a screen. Sniffed out a little bit by Diablo, but can't quite get out there. Does finish up, though, on a tackle that would have been broken, forcing a 4th and inches. From the 19-yard line, 4th and inches. Can the team do it? Can they get the stop? Can they get off the field? And they will not. First down for Nick Ballore, the fullback. And they're going to go off of a screen again. Diablo's all over there, and he still gets the pick. It looked like Gino was going to throw the ball down, and he doesn't. Divine Diablo, who's just way too fast, gets the pick in the 6. giving the Raiders, I would assume, the lead. And on the shoulders of that pick six, it was enough to hold on a 17-13 game-winning play. Absolutely god-tier stuff. Taking a look at some of the pitchers. These guys, some of them may never play another snap in the league. Some of them may go on to become long-term veterans, backups, maybe even starters. Who knows? But obviously living in the moment. Looking at the stat line, not great. Not great at all. Completion percentage wasn't actually that bad. Assuming that's 80%, right? That's not 0.08%. But obviously, the offense, definitely some struggles, but both teams didn't really look super great, so it is what it is. Derek Carr, he was actually all right when he did play Mariota. There was some incompletions, definitely some incompletions in there. Maybe it was 0.08. It's 41%. Jeez. Running, we don't want to talk about it. Jacobs had a couple of plays, but he did fumble. It really wasn't looking too burstful. I don't know if that's the word I would want to use. Wasn't looking too strong out there. The offense came out a bit flat-footed, can't lie. But the defense, there was definitely some positive moments, especially for Diablo, who played a little bit. And ultimately, we do win, but still a lot to correct. So what do? Fail every single one? Okay. We do have one new injury, and it was actually kind of serious. Roderick Teamer, I believe from the Seattle Seahawks, ironically enough, broke his collarbone, so he will be out 6 weeks. Backup, we do have a lot of safety, so I'm not super worried about it. But unfortunately, we do have to cut some players because we are at capacity. And this is, the tough part, as they say, of the business. Of course, we now head to Los Angeles with a lot of the number ones out from this game. It's a limited preseason, obviously, schedule. It's only 3 games, but a lot of practices have already been had. Got to give it to him, though. Stafford's looking pretty good. I mean, he's looking pretty nice. I'm just saying. And I ain't talking about football playing. What? But Derek Carr will be sitting. Jacobs will be sitting. Ruggs will be sitting. Waller will be sitting. Hayward will be sitting. A lot of the starting players will be sitting in this game, going up against these Los Angeles Rams. We want to see what we have at the number 2s and 3 spots, especially against more top-tier talent of the Rams. And with that being said, we're going to start off on defense. Realistically, this is going to be the best chance to see how good our players are, as once again, we do have a decent bit of our players out from the starting lineup. We actually put Carl Joseph as the number 1 strong safety, who was kind of projected to be there as the leader, but it's kind of tough to tell. I think Abram will be the starter, though. We'll see. And then Merrick will likely be the free safety. Littleton making his presence felt in the ground game as he takes down Cam Akers twice in a row for a minimal gain. Now here's where the pass rush needs to show up. I know it's an okay offensive line in Los Angeles, but this is how you get off the field. You get pressure, which we don't, but Rasul Douglas is actually there. Rasul Douglas, excuse me. So not a bad start, actually, for the defense. Force the number 1s on the Rams to a 3-and-out, which is a little surprising, to be honest. And Hunter Renfrow going to try to make something happen. As long as you don't fumble and you don't take some wild hit, it's not a bad decision to return that there. He had just enough room to maybe make a play. Marcus Mariota coming out as the starter. See if this offense can actually drive down the field and score or not. They're looking to pass on the first play, and Foster Moreau has looked pretty damn decent as the number 2. He's gotten open a few times already, and I can say confidently that the tight end room is pretty much set, right? It's pretty much decided. And here, Mariota's showing off those legs, going to throw this one away right before he steps out of bounds. Definitely putting Mariota to the test, some of these receivers to the test, as we are looking to throw yet again, this time a 5-wide set. And we are going to find Kenyon Drake, the running back. And he gets tackled by Fuller with Ramsey right nearby. All of these numbers make me want to die. And I did not mean to rhyme there. I was just saying, I wanted, death with seeing these numbers isn't the worst thing possible. And they're going to leave Kenyon Drake yet again open. Is kind of what Jacobs can't necessarily do, and a big reason why Kenyon Drake is here. So those types of plays, you're going to know that there's a big chance that when Kenyon Drake's in, it may not be a run, but it still may go to him. But speaking of, Kenyon Drake will get a chance, and of course Aaron Donald stops him dead in his tracks, but still a gain of 4. Not bad. Definitely want to see that number 3 spot. Jalen Richard looks strong. Maybe we make a case for 4 running backs, and there you go. Perfect throw out to Brown, who actually looked really good there. Good job helping your teammate, buddy. And, yeah, I mean, we have a few spots still that we do need to settle. And we have been looking at the trade block a little bit. Hunter Renfrow, and oh my, Terrell Burgess with an insane play there. Somehow turns around and gets a hand on it and deflects it to his teammate. And that will unfortunately be an interception. But the defense gets another chance to take a look at things and see what they can do. Obviously, this is where most of the backups would be coming in from. And they actually lose 2, making them 3 for nothing so far on the ground. Max Crosby, a guy we have a lot of hope for off the edge. Let's see what he can do. And cannot make the play. Swim move on the outside. Stafford is going to lose the ball, and McCoy misses. And Douglas misses. This lineman wants a job at the running back spot. Defense, not a bad showing this game. And Stafford's going to take a shot, and it's almost picked off by Trayvon Mullen. Really, really good job there on Cooper Kupp. Not an easy wide receiver to keep up with, as he did there. And once again, another 3 and out for the Rams. Can we get a block? We cannot. Hunter Renfrow, once again, trying to make something happen. Cannot do it. Slowest man in town. And here we're just looking too much. And that is a risky throw. Gotta like the movement, though. Marcus Mariota running. Not looking too bad. Gotta throw it to the guys that are open, though. Had someone inside on the drag. Should have taken it. And here, just going to be pressured. Had a tight end on the outside there, but just didn't get open in time and basically forced to throw that one away. The Rams, very tough defense, as we know. Living up to that here. And we're going to take the tight end this time. We see it. That play was there earlier. It was a different type of play, but it was still a wheel route to the tight end. And Foster Moreau comes up with another really big play, converting on 3rd and 10. As we are going to have to take off. No, we aren't, as we are going to find Moreau again. He was actually open. I'm glad he waved his hand, because we just did not see that. He's going to run it to left, opposite side of the heavies, but opposite side of their heavies as well. And Aaron Donald, of course, still there. But a gain of 5 and a first down. Now, this is a play we would like to see Ruggs on, but since Ruggs isn't playing this game, it's going to go to Brown to stay healthy. And he's got some room, gets a nice block, and he will go out of bounds. Really late hit there. For a gain of 18, obviously, it didn't, absolutely deplete us, but it did out. It hit me, made me sad. Play action look, looking for someone open. The comeback route, and on the run, not a bad throw. It got there. Really good job by Brown. Got to give it to him, though. Brown is looking very, very good this game. Can we put any questions to rest? And I don't like it. Try to throw it away, and Aaron Donald is going to come up with a sack. Getting help from Leonard Floyd. Loss of 10 on the play. Definitely limits what we can do here on 2nd down, because you can't exactly run the ball when you lose that many yards. And there goes Moreau. No, it's Derek Carrier, and he's got some speed. He's an older guy, but he's still got the speed. Gains 13, making it a manageable 3rd down and 7. See that route running from Hunter Renfrow, looking for Fabian or Foster Moreau as well. We're going to go right to Foster, and that's picked off by 36 again. Didn't think he was going to get there. Really good job by Leatherwood to limit the pick 6 there, but didn't think he was going to get there. The throw power once again from Mariota lacking a little bit, just a little bit. And underneath look to Cooper Kupp, is going to gain about 7 on the play. 3rd and 5 now. Douglas, screen pass, and he's going to swat that one. Maybe he should have went for the pick, but play it safe. Guarantee the ball back to yourselves rather than, anything crazy. All right, 3rd and 10. Pretty much every backup you can think of outside of Abram is in. As you want to see what Abram can do on this drive. Need the stop, and we just completely missed there. Van Jefferson will get the first down. Of course, a very, very good showing today. 24-0. Going to test 3-man deep and see if they can actually beat us on it, or if we're just going to be good enough in coverage to stop it anyways. And Abram, the speed demon, Wofford, who is very good on the ground running, actually gets sacked for a loss. Nassib with 2 sacks, I believe, back-to-back games. We obviously know of one guy that will be sticking on the roster. And Abram one-on-one is going to force the throwaway. Really good job there. Kuntz cannot get there, but forces a little bit of pressure, and they will lose a yard. No, they will gain 2 yards on the play. 4th and 9 now, basically the end of the game. Try to pretend that this is, do-or-die moment situation, not 24-0. You need the stop to win. Can you get it? Running back's kind of open, throws it back of the end zone, and oh my lord, they just get mossed. Is that Deshaun Jackson? What in the world just happened? How in the world does that just happen? Oh my, and that was Damon Arnett, I believe, who was there, who's, projected to start, so obviously doesn't make me feel good, especially with Wofford at quarterback. Farrell gets the sack, and that will conclude Week 2 of the NFL preseason. Looking at the quick stat line, obviously Mariota did not play super well with those interceptions. Derek Carr, however, 10 for 12, 83% completion percentage with a touchdown. Rushing, Jacobs, he played a little bit, but it was against the twos just to get his running going, just to get a feel for actually running the ball, not really necessarily the defense, just taking the lanes, see what he can get, and obviously he did pretty well. Carl Nassib, very solid showing. A lot of the sacks, though, were kind of coverage sack style things. So we have a wide receiver mentorship. John Brown trying to mentor Henry Ruggs, and believe it or not, that is exactly what we want, because, 2 similar style receivers. Obviously, John Brown is on the older side, obviously, so not as fast as he used to be, but can still teach a few things to the young man, Henry Ruggs, who has 2 release, 2 route running added, which is massive. So thanks to John Brown on that one. And, of course, the final preseason game going up against Washington. Is it Washington? It's not Washington. What the hell did I think it was the Washington? It's the 49ers. It's the 49ers. Why did I think Washington? Of course, 3 pretty decent opponents, actually. So definitely getting our money's worth for preseason, getting some tough challenges. And the Niners coming out looking bright as hell in this bright stadium. Probably shouldn't have Kenyon Drake back there anymore, as we kind of know who we want at the starting kick return, punt return spot. Definitely want to keep him healthy. And right now, this battle is mainly going to be about the running backs, Bo Scarborough and Mr. Jalen Richard. We may have a spot for both of them, but if not, then obviously it's going to come down to one of them. So let's see exactly who has what it takes to show just enough in this final game, as Bo Scarborough absolutely buries someone. I will say, in Jalen Richard's favor, we probably don't need someone as, tanky as Bo, but, it doesn't hurt to have a guy similar to Josh Jacobs, I suppose, as on that one. Nowhere really to go. Definitely had to try and retreat a bit there, but did not get there in time. Hunter Renfrow, can we see it? Can we see you beat a guy off? Let's see you beat a guy off, yep. And Snead gets it in behind the defense to the 40, as the right tackle, was that Leatherwood, making a really good job over there with Nick Bosa in the zone. Absolutely insane. Let's see if we can get another good block. Quick throw, and Nathan Peterman not looking so hot there. Probably want 3 quarterbacks on the on the roster, just because a little bit of injury concern. But might as well test it, see if he is the guy. And there's a bit of separation. Nathan Peterman with the throw of the preseason so far. A dime to John Brown, who is showing off tremendously. Once again, we did say this is kind of about the running backs. We want to see what we can do against, the heavy formations. We want to see what we can do with what looks to be, if we have the personnel win on them, as we gain about 3 yards there. 3rd and 5 now. This is where we would obviously like to throw. Kenyon Drake is in on this play. Obviously, it's nice to have someone like that on 3rd and 5, but really not who I wanted there. And inside, that is Not really Nathan Peterman's fault. More of a bad read by us, but more importantly, just bad blocking. Kenyon Drake back in. Let's see if Nathan Peterman could actually redeem himself a little bit, though. There's really nowhere to go. Good job by him, though, to, you know, realize the situation and throw the ball away. The ground is shaking. There's an earthquake. Oh, my Lord. And there goes Bo. Bo Scarborough runs a man over on top of it. Man, Jalen Richard's going to have a tough time trying to replicate what he's able to do so far in this one. And Bo, finding more room yet again, gains about 7. I mean, we haven't even seen Jalen Richard, but I mean, we may have already seen all we need to see. And he's taking Fred Warner one-on-one and actually gains a yard. That's insane. 3rd and 3, Jalen Richard. They look like they're all about it, so let's actually change it up. See if we can actually hit Jalen Richard out the backfield. This is where he would excel rather than trucking. Tries to slam it for the first. You can see the effort is there. And unfortunately, he's not going to get it, but does enough to allow us to actually go for this. Again, could be a quick throw to Jalen Richard. We'll see. And it is going to be a quick throw to Jalen. Adjusts to a decently poor throw. Converts the first down. And they can have all this nonsense the entire drive. Interesting. Sets the feet, but of course hit as he's throwing. Definitely the toughest place to play out of all of these 3 teams so far, as the Niners are obviously built to win. Corner route maybe, and I mean there's just really no one open. I mean, we don't have our starters and they do. Nathan Peterman's not even the backup, he's the backup to the backup. We don't really blame him for any of these issues, so Nathan will have a job for himself, luckily, as Jalen Richard, I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he completely overruns the screen. I mean, realistically, Bo Scarborough's won the job. He really has. Should we try to catch him off guard and see if we can actually slip it with Jalen for the first? And Jalen will not get close. That's bad call. Bad call. Definitely not super smart there. We're now going to give Jalen Richard one final drive. Even though they're in the zone, I will admit, to try and show that he's actually the number 3 on the team. And call it what you want with the momentum. They didn't have any momentum for tackling. He just couldn't break the one-on-one open field tackle, simply put. Check down is going to be the answer here, as quick throw to Jalen Richard, and that's kind of where Jalen Richard can make some money. Gains about 8, giving us a manageable 3rd down. Let's give him one more shot on the screen. See if he can actually make it, actually run the route properly this time. And he can, but they are all over, and we almost get picked off by the DT. Once again, this was kind of his last drive. This is a very big play. We're going to go for it. See if Nathan Peterman can make a play if he needs to. We're going to take the tight end, and the tight end falls short. Jalen Richard was open, but I didn't want to get him popped. I think we've seen what we need to see. The offense actually does make a decent comeback here. Do we have the ball? All right, 56 seconds, no timeouts. Not the greatest set of receivers in the game, but let's see what we can do. And the tight end is going to have to make a catch. He does. Hurry up to the line, to the 37-yard line. We do not have to hurry up to the line, because the Niners actually have to call a timeout due to injury. That's massive. That's what she said. Nathan Peterman looking for an opening. Has the opening. The throw's decent. We're not going to be able to get out of the bounds, though. To the 43, the clock is dripping. This is kind of a play where you might actually just take the shot. We can't really get that ball off cleanly. Zay Jones, get up there. And oh my. Oh my, he almost came down with that. They want us to go with the Hail Mary, which just does not make sense. It's way too early for that. We can still get closer. Josh Jacobs is in for some reason. Got the couple of wheels. See what we can do. Do we take Zay? Got to give it to Zay. Zay almost came up with it before, and he dropped it. I thought he caught that. Oh my, Zay Jones. He could be big for us. You just never know. The guy looked promising, and he seems to have everything in order now. And there's Jalen Richard, and it's a terrible throw. The one time Nathan Peterman really misses the throw. And that would have been a big opportunity for Jalen Richard to show who he is, and Nathan Peterman to potentially win this game. But instead, We're stuck taking the shot, and he doesn't even get it to the end zone. That was not a great finish for Peterman. He looked decent all the way up until those last 2 throws, but unfortunately, even with the insane comeback attempts and the Niners using their starters for the majority of this thing, we will not be able to win. And of course, we do lose 42-35. Looking at the numbers, decently similar. Of course, our yards were way higher though. So really, if we just don't turn the ball over and we can limit their touchdowns when we're playing defense, I mean, we could win that game. And the Niners are not they're not an easy team to beat. And it's really tough when you're playing their starters. You know, they left their starters in for the majority of that thing. We didn't. We want to keep our guys as healthy as possible. And we'll see if it pays off week 1. Of course, here are the numbers. Nathan Peterman actually playing pretty damn well in that one. Rushing, we don't want to talk about. Offensive line play has been really the biggest question mark this entire offseason. But, like, what do you do? You know? Like, what do you do? I mean, we just can't find talent. We've looked through tons of avenues, and we just cannot find any offensive linemen to get for the team. Of course, the staff goals did really well there. Touchdowns allowing, we aren't going to talk about. We got some upgrades, and we do still have 7 players at least to release. We can still make trades as well. Is some tough decisions coming up. We have about 95% of the roster set in where we're going to play them, but there's still some, decisions to be made, still some trades to potentially be made, which of course will all be revealed week 1 when we face the Baltimore Ravens, play a little bit of the AFC North, which is just fantastic. Gotta love that division. Man, I don't feel great about this start, but obviously you can only go up from here, right? Especially since we just lost, I guess, kind of. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought. If there's any players that you think we can add, any sneaky sleepers, because realistically, we don't want to get rid of any draft capital. You always want to believe in your team, but let me tell you, the Raiders are a team that may be drafting decently high, so try to keep as many of the high-round picks as we can, but we really need offensive line help desperately. That's the biggest position by far, but we'll see what we can do. If you guys enjoy this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, Pkr Plays, twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams. Sorry if this episode felt a little rushed. I am literally about to run out of time any second now. Probably will cut to the main screen before this video's outro is done. Got the stupid glitch, and I wanted to make sure that I could get this up before I ran out of trial. So sorry if it's a little rushed, which really sucks because this is one of my favorite series that we do every year. So not the strongest first episode, but still had some fun. Hopefully you did too. And week 2, or I suppose episode 2, week 1 should be a lot of fun, which, obviously I have to wait till the 17th. And I kind of want to extend this video just as long as I can to make sure that we do exit out. I just want to see us get kicked out of the game. Kick me out, EA. Just do it. Just bend me over. Go and dry. You know you want to. Come on, EA. Any second now. I actually have no idea how it works, but it literally said under an hour, and this recording is now an hour. So, anyways, I appreciate you watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video,